Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Bean Dip Podcast. Just to throw out some shows coming up, I got one on the 28th, provided by The Secret Comedy Show and Jules. Shout out to Jules. She's a dope-ass comic, runs her own show. That'll be on the 28th. I'll provide the link in the description of this episode. We're not allowed to give out the location of the show, you know. That's why it's called The Secret Comedy Show, you know, exactly. I won another, I guess you could call it like comedy championship. And sorry if you guys could, you know, hear random shit coming from outside. You know, I live in a dominant Mexican neighborhood. You're gonna hear fucking leaf blowers, you're gonna hear fast cars, you're gonna hear fucking, you know, mariachi music in the background. So just a little bit, you know, I live in a colorful neighborhood, you know. But I did win another, I won I don't know, it's not a competition, I don't know. Basically, there's this open mic, you know, the person running the show, she allowed the audience to vote who will be on the next show. And they voted me on it, so I will be on her next show. Maybe not this one coming up. I have plans on the 21st. I'm going to be going camping, and I believe... No, actually, the show is going to be on the... Hers was going to be on the 3rd, but I'm going to be in Tennessee, hitting up that family wedding. So that'll be on the lookout, too. Be on the lookout for that on my Instagram. I'll be putting the info on that soon eventually. You know, and... I kicked my girlfriend out, you know. I kicked her out, you know, just for this episode. She's a free bird now. She left her job. You know, they're kind of fucking her over. A lot of hours, not getting paid enough. Jesus Christ, bro. Sorry, guys, from you know, if you're hearing that, I don't know if it's a leaf blower or what the hell it is. I don't know if he's just cutting the grass, but it sounds like they stopped. Might come back, but... So she's going to be free, my girlfriend. She's going to be free, and I did not want her in here while I was making this episode. You know, I need the freedom, the space, not to be, you know, self-conscious about what I'm saying. You know, while she's in here, it's got to be me in the realest way, you know. As much as possible, anyway. But, shit, guys, I fucking lost $60, dude. I know it's not a lot. You know, I made a bet on, I bet it on the Boston Celtics versus the Milwaukee Bucks series. The Bucks let me down Game 7, man. Let me fucking down, dude. Here I thought Giannis was just going to explode. You know, they're having a good series, and he had I think he had 3 40-point games in the series. So, you know, I was expecting him to come out huge. I thought Jrue Holiday was going to have a bigger impact. You know, these guys were champions last year, so I was just expecting them to have that fire in them, you know, to get past the Celtics. I like the Celtics. They're a great team, but I don't know. I guess they're there already. You know, it's their time. They're coming, you know. Killed them. Killed the Bucks. The whole game. I think the Bucks, when I had looked at the stats, they were 4 for 33, you know, from 3 points, you know, from the 3-point line. That's crazy bad, man. Crazy bad. That alone will make you lose the game. Out of 33 shots, you only make 4 of them. So I got fucked on that. Disappointing game. And, you know, I tried to redeem that loss by making a quick bet on the series between the Mavericks and the Suns. And same thing, you know, these teams that have been in contention for the past, you know, 2 to 3 years, I thought they were going to have the upper hand. I thought they would have the know-how, the fire to be you know what, we're pushing through these guys who haven't been able really to you know, ascend to the next level, you know, specifically Mavericks and, you know, Celtics. And just to fucking stomp me while I'm down, kick me while I'm down. The fucking Suns lose to the Mavericks by 50, dude. By fucking 50. I mean, I'm glad I didn't bet $20 to $30 or something to try and like cut it in half, because I would have been fucked, and how much money I owed. It would be like, what, 90, but still, I owe $60, so kudos, shout out to the homie Angel. I'm always betting him at work. I gotta change it up though, guys. This guy literally, when we make bets, this dude will literally go 2 points higher or lower on based on what I'm going off of. So I gotta change it up where it's like we both come in with our bets already. You got to come with it written down. Yeah, because it can't just be where I'm like, oh, I'm betting this. And he always says that he's going to bet opposite of me, Fucking little kid. He's like fucking 14 years younger than me. Fucking little shit. But yeah, those teams fucked me over, man. But I do have to say those were great series. Bucks, Celtics, great series. The Mavs and the Suns, that was a little bit back and forth. Someone got their asses beat. They got their asses beat back. It just was back and forth. And now where we're at right now is Celtics versus the Heat. Boston Celtics versus Miami Heat. I don't know if I'm a fool or what, but I bet on the Miami Heat. I bet them to take it all. Not take it all, sorry. For the series between the Celtics. I just think they're better defensively. The Celtics have a couple guys, lockdown defenders. And they got some great team defensive chemistry. But I think when it comes down to like how many players individually are great at defense, I think the Heat are on top on that. And Jimmy Butler is just a constant like it's not a surprise, but it's like I don't know what it is, dude. It's like, holy shit, you always think this dude is like stuck at a certain level. He's just a 20-point player, you know what I mean? Like a game guy, and then he comes out first game and shoots for 40 points, 40 plus points, Yeah, and that's crazy, I mean, it's great, Some people don't really consider him like a superstar on like say KD's level, or maybe even Jason Tatum's level, or he's just not up in that. They consider him a star, but not a superstar. So I don't really have like a place for him. I think he's a good player. I like the team overall, and you know what? Even though they beat the Celtics, I got money on them beating the Celtics, trying to make that $50 back, because I just want $50. It's not like it's a huge bet. It just makes the shit interesting. The game's interesting. I don't got no problem gambling, but it's just fun. But I do think in the end, I think the Warriors are taking it this year. I would be shocked if the Mavericks defeated the Warriors. I would be shocked. And I think if the Mavericks beat the Warriors, it is going to be a crazy finals. Because if that happens, then that means it would be Heat. I mean, because I think they're going to beat the Celtics. Heat versus the Mavericks. Crazy finals. You have Luka Doncic, who's considered like an up-and-coming star. This dude is only 23, and he is literally carrying the Mavericks franchise. There is like really nobody coming close that is like a second star compared to him on that team. I think you have Tim Hardaway Jr., who's a decent shooter, decent role player. Kristaps Porzingis, what a joke, bro. This guy needs to retire, dude. He had like maybe his first 4 or 5 years in New York were awesome. But after he started getting injuries, he just fell. People used to call him the unicorn. But I don't know. I think that dude needs to retire or kind of just do what these older guys are doing who haven't won championships. Just jump on some championship team to win a quick ring, you know? But that would be crazy. Yeah. But I don't see that happening. I do see it happening, the Heat versus the Warriors. And if that's the case, I see the Warriors taking it all. And if they take it all, you know, I think you got to wonder, like, is LeBron still considered, you know, the second greatest of all time? I know it's so weird to be like, oh, you know, like, how does that involve LeBron? But I mean, dude, you think of Jordan's, you know, era, you know, nobody else won but him during his time of winning, you know? And, you know, during LeBron's, everybody got some. Everybody. Steph Curry, KD, Giannis, Dirk Nowitzki, you know, back then. I guess you could say the Celtics, you know what I mean? Like all these teams won during his era. And I don't know, do you then put Steph Curry? Does his ranking as a player go up? I think you got it, man. That's like going to be, if it's fourth? I'm not sure if he has 4 or 5. But if it's his fourth, that's as much as LeBron. No, wait, does LeBron have 5? I don't even know anymore, man. It just gets so like confusing at some point, but I don't know. I do like Steph Curry. I think his game, you know, really changed the NBA. It's where people started really paying attention to the third 3-point line, you know, shooting 3-pointers. And then even tried to develop their players to be as good a shooter as he can be, you know. But yeah, man, I mean, let's see who takes it. I'm betting on the Heat, you know, to beat the Celtics. And if I gotta bet money, you know what? I don't even know if it comes down to you know, I'm gonna bet the same dude, and you know, we're gonna put $100 on the finals. Do I have it in me to bet? Because he's for sure betting for the Warriors. I already know, you know, and I don't know if I got the balls to, you know, go opposite on that bet for the Heat. You know, it's gonna be hectic, but let's see what happens. It's always sad when basketball ends. You know, it feels like there's nothing on. You know, the baseball season has started, but for me, I can't really get into the baseball season. There's too many games. You know, I'm sure by the time the finals come around, I think the baseball season, they're only going to be like 30 games in, maybe. Who knows what? I don't know. It just seems to go on forever. But yeah, let's see what happens with that. Yeah. We just finished recently watching the John Wayne Gacy documentary. I don't know what to really say about it. I felt like it went by really quick. I think it was like 4 episodes. I don't know. I kind of compared it to the Ted Bundy docuseries. I think the Ted Bundy was better. You know, that was the first of, you know, them having these guys' voice on tape and everything, and having more of an intimate look at these murders. But I guess they seem like the same person almost, you know, except John Wayne Gacy is like I guess he's a low-key, self-hating homosexual. You know, he fooled around with dudes, but I guess he didn't want to be considered as if he was like completely gay. He considered himself bi or something, and who knows, that could be a lie. But I guess from what he had said, like, he his first time, I guess he had taken this young guy back to his house, and they fucked around. And I think he said he was laying down, and out of nowhere this dude tried to attack him, and like with a knife. And I guess Gacy was able to like fight him off, take the knife, and he ended up stabbing the young guy 5 times in the chest or some shit, which is pretty insane, especially if you're just trying to defend yourself. Like, damn, bro, you know? Talk about, getting horny really quick. That's a switch right there, Because I know for sure, I mean, who knows? I've never been in a situation where I'm fighting for my life and, there's a knife involved. I don't know if I would stab the guy so he doesn't follow me. I don't know. It's a crazy situation. So I guess what happened is he buried the body in his like crawl space, which is like under your house. And, from that moment, they say that like it was like a couple years since he killed his next victim, which means that, like, in my head, to me, I think he killed that dude, kind of was like tripping on it for a little bit. But I think once he knew he could, like, since nothing happened after 2 years, I think that's safe to say I got away with it. 2 years? It's a young kid. This isn't just some like older person with no family, just a loner. It's a young person. I think they said it was these young guys that he was picking up were anywhere from like 17 to 23 or something. So that's a young person. They have their parents, they're still fresh in the world, so. And what they were saying is like the cops back then were just brushing it off, saying, they're a runaway, they'll be back, and man, cops, it's a shame how human cops can be, it's a damn shame. Because it's like for the amount of, I want to say responsibility, the amount of responsibility they have on their hands to go about certain things and have to face certain things is a lot, Dude, imagine back in the 60s, when drug culture was coming up. I'm sure some cops partook, you know what I mean? They had their little bit of fun with drugs and sex, but how about those cops that were like scared of, what people who did drugs, what they looked like or what was possible that they could do, And then you have to try and not shoot somebody from being so terrified. Like, I don't know if you guys ever seen Reefer Madness, but check that out. It was like a propaganda film from the 20s, I believe, 20s or 30s. I think the 30s. And it's just, it's pretty ridiculous, how they portrayed what marijuana does to people. But yeah, so the cops, they just brushed off all those, all the cases. It came out that this dude killed 33 young men. And that's in, I think that was from one area of Chicago. I don't remember. I actually don't remember specifically. He went to one part of town, I guess it was like a sketchy part of town. And a lot of, it was like by the like the buses that take people, like a Greyhound, And I guess there's like gay bars around that area, so he would pick up young dudes from there and take them back to his place. So I mean, you gotta, but then again, what, the thing that it's like probably so hard to get back to this dude is the fact that these kids are coming from different parts of the state. you know? So it's like, yeah, sure, 5 kids are gone from this area, but then, like, it's so hard to trace. They literally had to just stumble upon it somehow, and they were able to find it. I guess, like, there was a tag that this, I don't know if it was from the hospital or what, one of the kids had, and it was found in Gacy's trash. So, and it's just like, holy shit, dude. Like, the way they portray, how the community portrayed him, that he was just this hardworking dude, always involved in the community. And it's like, man, dog, like, it's wild. Like, just like the two-faced of it, like the two-face of it, or the two faces. I don't know how you say it, like the split personality. On the one hand, this guy is like super giving, because I think he would have like big community barbecues, like laughing with people and, sharing stories, just kind of being social. And then there's this dark side to him where you're just murdering people and like enjoying it. It's wild, man. It's crazy. And I feel like, it's so crazy about these movies that are coming out, like these murder movies or these docuseries. They're probably some of the best shit that Netflix has right now. I feel like what Netflix needs to do to bump up their subscribers, honestly, the main content you guys should be providing is these murderers or whatever, these killer docuseries. Do a Jeffrey Dahmer one next, and keep on throwing out all these comedian specials that dude, I think it's like in 1 month they release like 3 to 4 like comedian specials. I don't know if that's true, but like they have a shitload on there. I think they have more than any other streaming service. But dude, that'll totally boost your guys' shit up there, because again, today, what the funniest thing, because like I usually I'm picking the movies and coming up with suggestions. And I told my girlfriend, I was like, all right, you pick, you try to choose the movie, and she's scrolling and I'm kind of just like chilling there, and like time is going by, and she finally admits, like, dude, it's fucking hard. And it's like, yeah, it's fucking hard. There's like so many things that you're not willing to watch on there. I mean, that might be with every like streaming service too. We end up just watching some kind of stupid show. Usually it could be on Hulu. I guess sometimes HBO Max. I don't know. I guess there's this growing trend that like Netflix is losing subscribers, I don't know. I don't know which one that I use the most, but I just thought that would be like, they should like rebrand themselves, like we sell laughter and murder, all these I mean, who doesn't like that? Who doesn't like laughter and murder? You could have if someone's having a hard day, just a bad day, you know what I mean? You could I need something to cheer myself up. Let me put this murder docuseries on, yeah. Just watch this guy just have his way with people and sit comfortably on my couch while I get high and relax. Or you could, judge the shit out of the comedian that's telling his jokes, his best jokes on stage. Judge him with all the scorn in your heart. They both do well, you makes you feel good because you think you could do it better. And then you could just write him off because of like one joke. It's so satisfying, It's what I think Netflix should hang their hat on, Jokes and homicide. I don't know. It's fucking shit. Stupid ass cat. My friend told me I should get like a cat wheel for my cat, but I don't know, man. She just freaking attacks, dude. I'm thinking I need to get her like one of those spray things you spray cats' faces with, like the scare them. I don't know. Yeah. School's almost done. I have till tomorrow to turn in some assignment, and gonna be having a little bit more free time. And despite having like I'm gonna be having free time, I'm still thinking about like grinding hard and something else, like working hard some more, and it like it made me, I was thinking about it, and I feel like this might not be for everybody, but just hear me out. Like, maybe the reason some people are able to just like work and like kind of like not stop, just keep going, is because I think it's, when you're striving for something, I think it's harder to be content, than it is to like keep working, because if you see this opportunity to like keep on gaining and like being able to grow, you're like hungry for it, you're going, and I guess what I'm getting, I was hearing this podcast, and these comedians were saying like how they're asking each other like, how do you do it, like, because it's so hard, they say as comedians, but I mean in any respect of it, like I've been busy, I work, go to school, do stand-up comedy, so it's like I'm constantly busy. So I mean, obviously it's a different type of busyness, but it's in the same regard, and like, how do you deal with it? And I think like you just do it, but I think the internal thing about that is I think it's harder to be content, because you can be content, I think, at any point in your life. You don't really need anything to be content. You can just be, I'm good, I'm fine, like I don't need anything else, this is perfect. You can do that at your poorest, you can do that at your richest, you can do that whenever. And I think when people say fuck it, I don't think that's being content. Like, say for instance, if you're in a certain situation and you're like fuck it, you're just accepting it. That's not being content. You got to pay bills, you say fuck it. You're not doing that because you like it. You're just doing it because you have to do it. So I don't know. It's not. I don't think this is like an issue, because when you think about it, like, there's gonna be a sacrifice. I think that may come with a lot of things. Whether you do that or accept that or not. Like, even say like being a parent, that's a sacrifice. You have to sacrifice your individual side. You have to sacrifice that. You see parents try to like become like I don't know how you say it. Like, they try to individualize. They try to be young again, I guess, in some way. And it ends up looking like like this person's off. You can tell they're a dad. You can tell they're a mom. So I think this is the same thing. Like, if you're going for something else that takes a lot of work, you have to sacrifice certain things, in your life, like I'm sure I understand that, like, the further I get into whatever is going down in my life, whatever I'm striving for, there's some things I'm gonna have to sacrifice. Like, it might be like sacrifice your time being at home. You know what I mean? It might be sacrificing like hanging out with your homies or chilling with your family, you know? So I know that's the hardest part. And I think also the more you sacrifice, the more you get back. And who knows? Some people, that's why maybe a lot of people donate and give back because it's like, I'm sure they're appreciative about everything that they're making, so it's like, why not give back? And I'm sure it's like if you're somebody with a lot of money, I'm sure it's hard to give back to like because I've thought about this, it's like you would want to help rebuild some of these communities, but it's like who do you trust with all this money that you're giving? How are you going to know that it's being used properly? You know? I don't know. It's I don't know. I guess it's just part of life, you know what I mean? Like nothing can be perfect. It's not going to just be like, oh, this just was like it just worked perfectly. There's always going to be something that like gets in the way or is like something you just weren't planning. And yeah, it happens. Shit happens. Why you smoke weed? Jesus Christ, am I losing it on this one? I got fucking gardeners around me. I got fucking my Latino neighbors fucking just rebuilding their homes. This episode was tough, guys. I don't know how many times I had to pause it just to wait for the lawnmower to stop or the drill to stop. Oh my goodness. Trip out, dude. Speaking of like, Latinos, they usually have like on Whittier Boulevard, that go through Montebello, they have like the lowriders that go through. And so I just heard on the news that like at first the lowriders and the police, they agreed on a permit for like $4,000 to allow the street to be open for the lowriders to do that. But I think now they're trying to like they're doubling the price, that it's going to be like $8,000 to keep it open for the permit. And a lot of people think it's just like a way to stop the whole thing, which is fucked up, bro. Like that's just a character part of the neighborhood. How do you hate on that? Like what, is the cop so impatient he can't chill out driving behind a lowrider? Bro, switch lanes, dip. They're not taking both lanes. I'm sure the cop wishes he was in the lowrider, you know what I mean? With his bulletproof jacket. Like, yeah, that's right, motherfuckers. Doing, with hydraulics and bumping oldies. Shooting his gun in the air. Jealous cops. Just let them be, bro. Let the shiny cars pass, man. They ain't doing nothing to anybody. Like I'm saying, people accept it. Like when it doesn't matter any time. This has been going on for years, for decades. And doesn't matter how many times you've seen it, you're always like, oh shit, like these fools, like they're sick ass cars. Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know what as a people we could do about that, I think killing cops is out of the question. It doesn't work for anybody. Maybe we could just buy them donuts or something and say, bro, here's some coffee. Here's a jelly-filled donut. let these fools just cruise. You know what I mean? Look, I'll even let you arrest me, dog. Put me on the payroll. You know, fuck it. You know? Sacrifice, everybody. Sacrifice. All right, guys. Thank you for listening to another episode. Like I said, we got those dates, the 28th. I will put the link to buy the tickets in the description. So you guys could check that out, and always check out my Instagram, that RussellN90, to always be looking out for shows and anything else that might come up. Yeah. All right, everybody. Love you. Peace.